Process that she mentioned, is that the same as the quick claim deeds? Or is that
Yes. Yeah.
okay, and then is that true? Because I heard that in California, regardless, because you're husband and wife, community properties, regardless of the quick claim deeds, meaning that everything is belong to the wife, but once they divorce, the judge still split everything in half.
Right. So
California.
Yeah. So I mentioned really briefly earlier, but I'll expand on it. So when you look at property, the court will look at the court will look at title first. So that we call it title controls. Then we'll look at if it was community property or if there's an agreement. Because just because you transfer it from husband and wife to just wife, we presume it's separate property. But we'll see. Was there a written agreement? Does the husband know that because when we do a transmutation, we just have the deed, but also the separate documents. Is the husband knows that
previously agreed.
he has to be signed. Like he knows that this property is going to go out of his name, and he has no right to it, and he go talk to his own attorney to understand what's he doing. Yeah. So it's a little bit more involved in that particular process. Yeah.
So it's already advance notice, so that when they do get a divorce and if they split, the property is not split.
Right, 50-50, because that's separate property of the wife, and then she just go, hey.
Because of that one agreement that he signed.
The transmutation agreement that he signed off on it.
Okay.
Yeah. If there's no agreement, but they transfer property, then the husband's gonna go, well, yeah, he's entitled, but we bought it during marriage. We're during marriage, and I didn't agree to change the characteristics, is what we call it. Change the characteristics of the title. Yeah. Yeah.
So can we use the interspousal, the quitclaim deed, as the agreement between the two parties?
I wouldn't recommend it. That's good for just title purposes, but I would recommend having a separate agreement, transmutation agreement, that the husband understands, like, hey, you're losing your rights to this property. Yeah.
So with the divorce situation, if you hold title as husband, or let's say the wife sold and
Separate.
Separate.
property,
Uh-huh.
when you get married, then that would be, it's not going to be divided.
So it gets a little bit tricky here, because if I understand your situation, the wife buys it as a single person.
Even though during marriage, she's going to hold titles.
She holds title, so that's still considered community property because it's acquired during marriage. Where it gets really tricky is if she bought it before marriage, gets married, and now both of them pay into the mortgage, and then now they get a divorce.
So what is the purpose of holding?
So in that case, they have to kind of calculate how much the husband paid it, and then kind of give him. They don't give him part of the house, but they have to extract the value from somewhere else of the marital assets, and make him half of that.